Hello everyone, and welcome to my The Bachelor Buzz News channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Golden Bachelorette actress Joan Vassos may be pursuing influence even though she is showing off her diamond engagement ring and boasting about her idyllic romance. Few people can resist the seductive effects of fame, which is a powerful elixir. Although some people dislike being in the spotlight, Joan seems to embrace it based on her recent social media activities. She's gotten used to being a VIP, and maybe she's too consumed with gaining attention from fans and the media. If this is the case, her wish to maintain her fame can appear even more significant to her than her bond with Chock. Jerry Turner, who later broke Teresa Nist's heart, rejected Joan when she participated on season 1 of The Golden Bachelor. Within months, his marriage to Teresa dissolved, and audiences were likely devastated by the breakup. They probably wanted a true happy ending. Now, by sharing her happiness with the world, Joan is attempting to restore the franchise's integrity. Teresa and Jerry used to do the exact same thing, though, it must be admitted. They appeared to be overjoyed, but it was all over in a flash. Joan has altered her mind about the way she evaluates contestants on reality dating shows. Rather than disparaging Bachelor Nation couples for their brief encounters, she is boasting about her own. After getting engaged during the thrilling season finale, Joan is now prepared to prove to the world that taking things too quickly may be beneficial. Despite occasional concerns and being harmed by a suitor named Pascal Ibgui, Joan has entirely recovered. Perhaps her engagement and the attention it's receiving are getting to her head, but she's not looking back. The caption on the post says, Joan Vassos, a devoted follower of #BachelorNation, occasionally criticized couples for becoming engaged so soon. However, she tells Us Weekly that she is really confident that she and Chock Chapple will persevere after going through the process herself on #The Golden Bachelorette. Read our cover story interview, which includes pictures from their first ever collaborative photo shoot, at the link in the bio for further insights on how Joan overcame her red flag anxieties when Chock realized he had Joan's heart, and why they won't be getting married anytime soon. Source at Chapple. As the quotation indicates, Joan is confident in her future with Chock. Teresa once had this sentiment. Joan might be imitating Pascal by projecting an air of confidence. She was in a kind of dream state while the cameras were rolling. Although the conversations were genuine, any warning signs might not be as obvious as they are off-screen due to the glossy Hollywood sheen. Joan doesn't seem to care about issues that fans have pointed out, such Chock's domineering behavior, but perhaps she will in the future. Outsiders may perceive the situation as more severe the more red signals she chooses to disregard. In addition to the serious control problems, there is the matter of Chock's 9-year engagement to his late fiancée. Joan and Chock have presented the world with a very beautiful story, but the evidence doesn't really support the notion that Chock is the ideal suitor. His previous partner tragically died, and he never married her. She was a fiancée, not a wife, at the time of her death. It's unknown why he made that decision, and it's possible that he didn't make it alone. But there's always the possibility that Kathy White-Gorey, his late girlfriend, desired a wedding but didn't obtain one. Joan can backfire with her boasting. From a fan favorite to the target of jokes is a simple transition. Teresa has also been pulled through the mud, and Jerry is all too familiar with this. Joan can wind up looking foolish if she keeps telling everyone how wonderful her life is and how her engagement was the most rewarding event of her life. Rather than portraying the contented fiancée, she will be a woman who has had a difficult breakup and may need to put in a lot of effort to be relevant, much like Jerry is. The best policy is to be honest. If Joan is truly happy, she ought to share it. She should tone it down if it's not as sincere as she makes it seem, since she will inevitably have issues with Chock in the future. The Golden Bachelorette actress has every right to be happy, but she can come across as a clout chaser because of how frequently she does interviews and publishes on Instagram. She seems to yearn for attention all day and all night. Although fame is enjoyable, there can be serious drawbacks, and Joan might have to experience that unpleasant reality. I'm hoping for a good ending for her. The romance between Chock Chapple and Joan Vassos, the Golden Bachelorette, is off to a wonderful beginning. Joan became the first Golden Bachelorette after her brief stint on The Golden Bachelor. Despite her optimism, Joan's quest for love was not without its challenges. Following the passing of her late husband, John Vassos, she struggled with conflicting emotions toward dating. However, Joan found love and healing, and she became engaged to Chock at the end of season 1 of The Golden Bachelorette. Chock divorced his children's mother and is now a single father, just like Joan. From the beginning, there was an indisputable bond between Chock and Joan. After winning the coveted first solo date, Johnny and Joan had an unforgettable day at Disneyland. None of the other guys were able to overtake Chock, despite Joan having many potential suitors. When she knew Chock had her heart, she sent Guy Gansert, the runner-up, home during the final. The public announcement of their engagement allows Joan and Chock to finally talk about their lives together and their future goals. There was a lot of conjecture about Joan and Chock's possible living arrangement. Golden Bachelor Jerry Turner and Teresa Nist's failed 3-month marriage, which they attributed to arguments about where to set up a home base, served as fuel for this. Supporters were concerned that Joan, who resides in Maryland, and Chock, who lives in Kansas, would experience a similar issue. Thankfully, Joan and Chock were able to come up with a solution that satisfied them both. The pair has always wanted to live in New York City, and they intend to purchase a house there. They want to split their time between New York, Maryland, and Kansas. Both Joan and Chock are excited about their strategy and believe that their adaptability will help them avoid the same fate as Jerry and Teresa. Joan has talked about how important it is to locate a partner who has a complete life. If they could be together without compromising everything they had fought so hard to achieve, she was amenable to the idea of a long-distance relationship. Because of their arrangement, neither Joan nor Chock will have to sacrifice anything. They both have families and careers. The fact that they were able to reach a compromise and be honest about the difficulties of starting anew later in life is encouraging. Chock and Joan are overjoyed to be able to discuss their relationship in public. They had to conceal their engagement for 3 months while The Golden Bachelorette was airing. Chock and Joan are excited to start a life together now that their secret has been revealed. Taking advantage of the fact that their children are grown and their professions are coming to an end, Joan told Us Weekly that she and Chock are excited to travel. Another important milestone they have ahead of them is buying a house together. And after keeping their engagement a secret, they can't wait to just enjoy spending time together and sharing their pleasure with their loved ones. After her loss, Joan never imagined she would be able to love again, and her newfound contentment with Chock has given her a lot to look forward to. Above all, Joan described how her engagement to Chock has changed her perspective on the future. After her loss, Joan never imagined she would be able to love again, and her newfound contentment with Chock has given her a lot to look forward to. Joan stated, "I felt like my future was this black hole, following John's passing. And it looks so bright now." Joan and Chock are still getting over their pasts as they turn to the future. Joan earned the lead on The Golden Bachelorette just 3 years before her husband passed away from illness in 2021. Chock had also suffered a devastating loss. In 2022, Kathy, his 9-year fiancée, passed away from brain cancer. During her stay at the estate, Joan was troubled by her grief. She questioned whether seeking love once more constituted a betrayal of John. Joan, however, was aware that she was entitled to happiness. Chock is the only one of the 3 finalists who has suffered a defeat similar to Joan's. He assured her children that he would never take the place of their father because he recognized the struggles she and her family had endured. As they start their new lives together, Joan and Chock will pay tribute to their loved ones. Chock will ensure that John never forgets. In just a few weeks, Joan and Chock went from being acquaintances to engaged, accelerating their romance. They are happy to take their time now. Before getting married, Joan and Chock intend to enjoy a protracted engagement and build a life together. They are positioned for success because they are committed to getting to know one another and savoring each moment. Joan came to the realization that she could honor John's legacy while allowing love into her life as a result of her experience on the Golden Bachelorette. She learned she was deserving of love. Joan appears to be quite content with Chock, and it's clear that she made the correct decision. Joan is the ideal partner for Chock, and the two of them have a promising future together. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.